can I either establish or rebuild my credit if I have some credit problems? It's a great question, and there's quite a few other videos that we have that talk about the details of it, so I'm only going to hit the high points here. Actually, not having credit can almost be the same as having bad credit, truthfully. And if you're young, you might not have any credit, or if you only paid cash for things, you may have no credit scores. And unfortunately, it can be a challenge, actually. We can do it. If you don't have any credit at all, we can do something if you don't have a credit score, and we'll talk about that in another video. But my answer is kind of the same for both. And I'm not a huge advocate of people getting in debt or going out and getting credit cards, whatever. But it unfortunately does make some sense for you to have some obligations that you're making payments on. The rationale is this: if you've never borrowed any money, the lender wants to know, gee, do they have any track record of paying money back? If you never borrowed any money, you don't have a track record. And so they're taking more of a risk in their mind. So they like to see people who have kind of practiced and warmed up on other people. So what I suggest to people, if they're early in the process, now this doesn't really work if you're going to buy a house next month, but in advance, what you can do is just go get a small credit card. I mean, typically they want to see 3 different types of credits. So, unfortunately, if you're renting an apartment or whatever, it doesn't report to the credit bureau, so that's not helping you, unfortunately. But a car payment does. That's really good when student loans do. Those are excellent. And so if you had student loans and a car payment, you'd probably be set. Now, if you don't have those things, then you might want to go get a small card, like with a really small limit. You don't need anything big. You can have a $200 limit, and it can be a Target card, a Macy's card, a Victoria's Secret card, a jewelry card, whatever it turns out to be, as long as they report to the credit bureaus. And so you go out and you purchase something, and then you pay it off, and you purchase a little something and pay it off. That's why it's better to kind of maybe get a Target card or a Macy's card, because that has more everyday stuff at it. And you want to make sure that it's a credit card so it reports to the credit bureau, and then just go borrow everything. You don't want to just get it and not use it. That doesn't help you because it doesn't give you a track record. So you want to go purchase small purchases, pay them off. You don't have to pay interest, just pay them off at the end of the month. That's okay. And just do that over a period of time, and you're going to develop a credit score. Now, the longer you have it, the better credit score you'll get. So it's not like you're going to go through the roof just because, as far as a credit score is concerned, just because you went and got a few credit cards. But as you have it for 6 months, especially for a year, that'll really help you out. And that's a way that you can both build credit or rebuild credit if you've had some problems, is to establish new positive credit. If you've had bad credit experiences but you've still got some accounts that are open, just keep paying on them. Get them back current, and just pick a few and hang on to those and get those caught up to date, and that will actually help build your credit score. You don't want to get rid of your negative credit accounts if they're still revolving and still open, because there's something called credit depth, which means one of the factors of that is how long you've actually had the credit. So you might have had a credit card for 5 years, you got behind in a few months, and so it's been a problem. And some people think, oh, I'm going to pay that off and get rid of it. It's not a good idea, because you've got maybe 5 years of history on that card. You want to hang on. That actually helps your credit score. You just want to get current and then make payments on it. That's the best thing. And if there's a balance on it, pay the balance down to 0 if you can, and then just use it a little bit, or at least down to 10% of your limit. So like if you had a $5,000 limit, you want to balance at $500 or less, and that would be optimal as far as your credit score is concerned.